Hey everybody, Shorewarz here, back with another episode of JAX Wins, and today I'm playing JAX in the jungle. You know, why not? I don't think a lot of people play JAX in the jungle nowadays, but that's alright. I'm going to take him into the bushes and see what we can do. So I've actually managed to edit this video down a bit so you guys don't have to watch a full, 45-minute match or whatever. And I'm just going to skip to the good parts. So Yasuo, my buddy mid lane, helps me out with a leash on this blue buff. I'm going to actually keep most of the monster killing in here so you guys can actually see me jungle with JAX. And I actually find that jungling with JAX it's pretty fun because you get to roam around the map, as a jungler should. But you kind of just get to wreak havoc in all lanes, and you'll see that throughout this video. So I'm just kind of finishing off these wolves right now, and then I think I'm going to recall back to base. After the recall, I'm going to go for the red buff in my own jungle. And the enemy jungler is Shaco in this match, and my #1 rule with Shaco is never F with Shaco. When I see Shaco, I just go the other direction. I don't even bother, because he's such a pain to deal with, and I just don't have time to even try to take him down, especially as JAX. I just feel like it's not a good matchup. So if and when you see me run into Shaco during this video, I'll pretty much we'll run the opposite direction and try to get away from him as quickly as possible. So after I pick up my red buff, and I have a blue buff, I take out these ghosts. Or what are they called, actually? I'm not even sure. I gotta look that up. You guys can leave a comment and let me know what the heck those guys are called. But I see a good opportunity for a gank in the bottom lane here. Looks like Zed is trying to push on Ashe, and I'm like, you know what? I think we can get these guys. Leona dies, unfortunately. Or actually, yeah, it looks like Leona dies, but we managed to get... Oh, actually, Leona didn't die. Zed died, which was totally what I didn't want to have happen. But we managed to get Ashe, and I think it was a good trade there. The good news is we're actually going to push this turret. And wait a second, there's Shaco. Oh my god, I'm running. Wait, actually, you know what? He hit me. That's it. I'm going to take this guy down. And I'm getting aggroed by the turret, and I got to flash out of there. That was pretty close, but we got him. Pick up a little more money, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to push my luck. I better recall before I get taken down, because with my luck in most of these cases, it's not good. And I'm like, oh god, here comes Janna. Oh god. Okay, I barely made the recall. But I made it look smooth, It looked good, right? Pick up the Ninja Tabby boots, and I start picking off some of the items, working toward the Trinity Force for massive damage. So here I am again in the jungle, taking out the wolves, and I believe Yasuo is going to give me a heads up on when the blue buff should be coming back pretty soon, is what he's basically letting me know. In the meantime, I'm actually going to say, you know what? Rather than running into the bottom of my jungle, I'm going to push mid. And there's Shaco again. You know what? If you see him that low health, you better just kill him. Because you're not going to see him that low health very often. So in that particular case, I just went for it and it paid off. But only because Yasuo was there with me. So Yasuo and I are just going to clean up that mid lane right there for a little bit. And then I'm going to return for that blue buff. And pick that up. So at this point, we're doing pretty good. I feel like everybody on the team knows their role and everybody's on the same page. Everybody's feeling pretty good. I haven't had to gank top lane yet because the top lane match has been pretty even so far. So again, I'm going to push with Yasuo mid lane, and we're going to take this mid turret. I'm all about objectives. As much as I love to help with a gank here or there to pick up a kill, I really enjoy taking down the objectives on the map because that's how you win matches, I think. Right there I saw Shaco running up the middle of the river, and I pinged him out and immediately just went back to my jungling duties. I'm going to pick up the red buff here, and now that I've got the double buffs, Yasuo is actually pinging on that on that blue buff on our side saying, hey, I think it's coming back soon. And I'm like, no dude, I already got it. So I'm looking at this bottom lane, and oh, there's Janna. Get her! Get her! Yeah, Leona. Ash with a nice ult there, but honestly, the ult from Ash just feels so underpowered in regular matches, to me at least, from what I've seen. And it's probably one of the reasons why she doesn't get picked very often in the LCS. I don't know if I've ever seen Ash get played in the LCS, actually. At least not last year. Which is unfortunate, because Ash is actually a beast in ARAM, I find. I think I've won almost every match I've ever played with Ash in ARAM. I think I've lost once. So she can be a beast, but in regular matches it's really hard with her weapon set here. So right now the three of us are going to push, and I'm just going to check to see if the enemy buff is there. It's gone. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we can push this turret. There's Ash again. I'm like, wait a second. Is Zed sticking around or not? Yeah, looks like he is. Come on, put some damage down. Get a stun down. Zed does his thing. And we're going to take out these minions so we can push this turret. Again, focus on the objective. And you'll see this is actually a good example of that. My teammates are gonna run after Janna here, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm not all about the kills all the time. I actually would rather just sit here and pound on this turret and try to take it down. And I saw that my minion wave was pushing up, so I knew I wasn't gonna be taking aggro from the tower. And I almost managed to take it down, but Victor shows up, unfortunately. Ash misses with her ult, so that's actually good news for us. Victor's chasing, and I think we're going to hide in this bush for a bit and see if they're going to come for us. And unfortunately, they don't chase for us, which is probably smart on their part, so I begin my recall. But watch this. Ash almost reveals all three of us right there. But I managed to get back to base and pick up the next component to the Trinity Force, or components, which is the Phage and some other items working toward that Trinity Force. Gonna return to the jungle here and pick up my blue buff. So again, we have pretty good map control right now. I feel like we've put pretty good pressure on bottom lane. Haven't messed with top lane too much. Nasus is actually doing a pretty good job, and we've already told him, just farm your Q, man. Just focus on that as much as possible. And he's doing a great job of that. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll go hang out with Nasus and see what he's up to lately. And maybe we can help push that top tower down, you know? So, looks like he's got a nice little minion wave here. Victor comes out of the jungle, and figure I can put some damage down on him. Nasus does a great job of ignoring turret, picking up the kill on Victor. I'm gonna put down some damage on the turret, and then I realize, whoa, that's a tanky Mundo coming after me. And I'm like, uh-oh, Mundo's slowing me down. But check out this escape. Wait for it. Minion jump, yeah! And then I get back to safety of turret. So after I run through our jungle real quick, I actually regroup with Nasus, put down a little more damage on that Mundo. At this point, we probably could have pushed that turret down. It was really low on health. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to run into their jungle, try to steal a little money from them. And then Nasus is pinging out that turret, and I said, alright, cool, let's work our way up there and try to get that. So we're going to double team this Mundo. The tower goes down, which is awesome. And we're going to push down this little minion wave. And again, we've got pretty good map control. Some unnecessary pinging going on right here, which is okay. I think one of my teammates is asking for assistance in another lane, but there's just probably one too many pings going on right there, or 5 too many pings going on right there. So right now I'm going to steal the red buff from the enemy jungle, which is great for me. And I'm like, oh god, that's Yasuo. For a second I thought it was Shaco. I'm feeling pretty good right now, and I'm like, you know what? Should I recall? No, I feel like we're doing pretty... Alright, I better recall. There's a battle going on right above me with Mundo, but I'm like, not going to push my luck. feel bad because I didn't help out with that last match. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna help out now. Let's put some damage on. Oh god. What's going on here? I'm trying to fight Ash. I'm trying to fight Mundo. And frankly, I just overextended. I got a little greedy. I'm gonna leave the death screen up for a second because Nasus actually does a good job of cleaning up some kills here. He manages to chase down this Ash and get some good attacks down for the kill. And actually he does a good job on this Mundo too. So it actually ended up working out, but I feel like I got a little over aggressive there and overextended. Yasuo comes up to clean up on Mundo, and those guys are going to push down that turret, which is cool with me. So at this point I've finished up my Trinity Force, and I'm excited. I feel like Jax is going to be strong and he can kill Ash no matter what. And then I'm like, oh god, these guys are just really laying it on me. Can I get away? Can I get away? Oh, I needed a minion hop right there, and I couldn't quite get it. So after I respawn, we go down and kill the dragon. And I'm going to check out the enemy jungle here. Looks like the blue buff is up, so might as well steal that from the enemy. You can see in the mini-map it's all blue, which means our team is pretty much controlling every objective at this point. I also took some time to run past Baron and ward that with a pink ward and a blue ward, or a regular stealth ward. Because our support, Leona, wasn't really warding all over the map too well. Not that we needed it, but I just wanted to make sure that the enemy team didn't get like a late game Baron that could, you know, swing the game. I'm sure you guys have experienced that. And if you haven't, basically what happens is there's a big monster on the map, and if the enemy team kills it, they get really strong and they get a bunch of money. And it sucks if the enemy team gets it. But it's great if your team gets it. So, bam, Victor's destroyed right there. And Zed and I are doing a nice little split push together. And I'm like, oh crap, Mundo again. Put some decent damage down on him. Zed finishes off the turret. And at this point I really don't want to die because I'll surrender both the red and the blue buff that I have. And the timers actually reset on those when they get stolen, or when you die and somebody else gets them. So I don't want to give that up, so I kind of retreat a little bit. And after the retreat, I go back into the enemy jungle to steal this red buff again. And I'm like, oh god, there's Shaco, run! What do I do? Oh god, forget that guy, he terrified me. I'm gonna finish stealing that buff. In the corner of the screen, I noticed that Ash's ult is down, and Leona did a good job of tanking that. Leona actually did a really good job of tanking a lot of damage throughout this match. This Mundo's getting a little over-aggressive, extending a little too far, and I feel like we can take him down. At first I thought Zed was going to die right there, but he actually did a really good job of helping us clean up that match, or that fight with Mundo. And right now our team's a little low on health. And it's a little dangerous because we're getting late game now, and the timers, the death timers are getting up there. But again, focusing on the objective, trying to make sure I can take down this tower ASAP. Getting some pretty good hits on it. And now Leona backed out and I'm taking some serious damage, so I gotta back out too. After the recall, I'm gonna head up mid lane. I was about to go into the jungle right here, and I noticed that this Mundo is overextending again. So I pop my ultimate, I slow him down, the whole team jumps on him, and eventually we melt him down. And at this moment, this is a great moment in League of Legends. You know, our team's together, we just took down their tank, and it's like that light bulb goes off in your head, and you're like, oh great, we can go straight to Baron. So that's exactly what we do. Throw down a couple wards. But yeah, throw down the pink ward or whatever, maybe the pink ward was still there, and just jump straight on Baron. But I love that feeling in a game when you know you can get Baron, for sure. I hate when the team is unsure and we go for it, and then it gets stolen, or maybe we barely get it at the last second. I mean, it's exciting, but it's much better to control the map objectives and win the battles that you know you're going to win. And take the objectives that you know you can take. So at this point, I'm going to solo Dragon because why not? We're going to get a lot more gold. I'm also going to get that CS on the right hand side, that little red spot on the mini-map that I'm heading towards. And after I clean up those minions, I'm going to continue this nice little split push. It's hard at this point to know whether or not I should join the team fight or if I should just continue split pushing. And at this point, I just got to help out and pick up some of these, or help pick up some of these kills. And it worked out because we ended up killing 3 different enemy team. And now I'm just going to solo this inhibitor. And this match is pretty much over at this point. We've got the Baron buff. I feel like we did a really good job of making the most of that and waiting until we had the right... Oh god, there's Shaco. We got him, I think. Yeah, we got him. Run from Shaco. Actually, in most cases, I didn't run from Shaco throughout this match. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this match. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at Shorewarz. And I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.